Elon Musk and the White House press secretary and even Fox claim that Donald Trump had to freeze grants and government funding because Biden supposedly sent 50 million in condoms to Gaza. It was another lie and another falsehood. And this was so confusing that a judge had to block this freeze. And you have all these MAGA morons blaming the media. I'll get to that. But you see, the reason why we're talking about this today is very simple put. The White House Office of Management and Budget has officially rescinded the federal aid freeze, according to a memo that was obtained by CNN. And even though there are those in the MAGA base and even the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, who's saying, oh, no, well, it's not really rescinded. We're still going to do this, this, and this. No, it was rescinded. They're lying. And they're on the defense. Listen to what Dan Goldman had to say, because a policy difference or disagreement under the law is not a reason to stop payment on federal funds, and Goldman explains that here.
$3 trillion are distributed through these federal programs. And a policy difference under the law is not a good reason. It's not a sufficient reason to stop payment of federal funds. So just because Donald Trump doesn't like it does not give him license under the law. As Caroline Leavitt said, there's of course no reference to what law, but it is flatly illegal.
Yes, it is flatly illegal. Donald Trump, in his first week and a half in office, has already broken the law. And Stephen Miller making excuses. Stephen Miller blaming the media for the confusion, which is an absolute joke, because if the media was at fault, then why did they rescind this federal aid freeze? Well, listen to what Stephen Miller had to say about it in his excuses.
I can't help it if left-wing media outlets published a fake news story that caused confusion. If you read the OMB guidance memo, it is, well, if you read the OMB guidance memo,
I don't know what
it's as clear as day.
We just talked to Congressman Don Bacon, a Republican, a Trump supporter. We just interviewed him. He said that there was a lot of confusion. He said that the executive order
created by the media, Jake. The OMB guidance memo, if you read it, is as clear as day.
It's pretty
my point is,
and confusingly written. Parts of it are about DEI, parts of it are all disbursement. It is.
Yeah, DEI suspended. That is correct.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of all over the map, and there is confusion, and it's not just liberal media.
What liberal media is Stephen Miller talking about? Notice how he didn't name a member of the media. He just makes blatant general claims. Well, this is what I would say to Stephen Miller. If you're blaming liberal members of the media for the confusion, then why was it rescinded? Why did the White House Office of Management rescind it? I'll tell you why. Because you guys don't know how to govern. That's why. Because Jake Tapper, who's a very good journalist, is 100% correct. This was all over the map. And people were worried. They were scared. You're a week and a half into the administration, and you are proven once again you don't know how to govern. It was rescinded. You've caused more stress and more issues for nothing. And you blame the liberal media. You're the ones who put this out. Nobody else put it out but you, Stephen Miller, you imbecile. Now, they tried to break the law there, and now they've literally broken the law when it comes to firing these inspector general without a 30-day notice to Congress. Have a listen to this explanation. They literally have broken the law again.
Partner of his. But the president's authority to fire any federal worker is plenary. There's no lawful constraints that can be placed on the president to terminate a worker in the federal government who exercises discretionary policy. That's the basis of Article 2 and the Constitution and the idea of a single executive. When you have anyone in the federal government who exercises decision-making authority who can't be fired, then that person is a king, and then we don't have a democracy
The law says
anymore.
30 days, Stephen. The law says you have to give Congress 30 days.
And I'm telling you what the Constitution says with respect to the president's authority.
So you think the law is
to control.
unconstitutional?
Absolutely it is. I don't even think it is. I know it is.
So if you don't like a law, you can claim it's unconstitutional and break the law. That's exactly what Stephen Miller is saying. They have broken the law clearly with even an attempt to this federal aid freeze. And then when firing these inspector general, 17 of them, the law clearly states you have to give Congress a 30-day notice. And Stephen Miller's response to that is, well, the law is unconstitutional. No, it's only unconstitutional in your mind if you don't like the law, right? Apparently, it must be unconstitutional to be a 34-count felon. Apparently, it must be unconstitutional to be a liable sexual abuser. Yeah, it's unconstitutional. If we don't like the law, we'll complain about it and say it's unconstitutional. It's exactly what Stephen Miller is doing. You know what I think is unconstitutional? Allowing a felon to be the president of the United States. You know what I think is unconstitutional? Pardoning January 6th insurrectionists, many of those who were violent, who attacked police officers. I think that's unconstitutional. I think breaking the law and pushing the law off to the side because you don't like a law, because it doesn't benefit you, I think that's unconstitutional.